Hi, I'm Taylor's live audience.
I think there's been a mistake. Talia was never supposed to marry Bryce. It was always supposed to be Ryan. You see, growing up, Talia May and I had a funny tradition. I'm not sure when or how it started, but it stuck with us through grade school, middle school, and even high school. Every time we would get together, whether it be for holidays or cousin camps, we would come up with love stories for each other. A trip was not considered complete without Tal and Tay's tall tales. There were two rules to our future husband game. The first was no repeats. The love story had to be different every single time. The second was the guy had to stay the same. Thus, at 8 years old, we defined each other's eternal companions. I would fall in love with Ethan, and Tal would fall for Ryan. Now, before you think Tal and I are pathetic dweebs who spent our youth romanticizing about finding our prince charming, I know many great examples of happily married girls who have done the same thing. Snow White, Cinderella, Ariel, Belle, and Jasmine. All joking aside, I have many fond memories of late nights, half asleep with flashlights under covers, coming up with romantic fictions about how we would meet our future hubbies and fall madly in love. Ryan was Talia's perfect match. Everything that she could want. He was spiritual, strong, hardworking, and kind. He served others, was fun and adventurous, and pushed Tal out of her comfort zone. Growing up, we dreamed of finding someone like this in real life. At Talia's 21st birthday party, the very first time I met Bryce, it happened. I saw Ryan in the flesh. Minus the private Learjet and 75-foot yacht, Bryce was the new Ryan. He is her dream guy, her perfect match, everything Talia May could want in a spouse. Spiritual, yes. Hardworking, yes. At the beginning of September, our grandparents had to move out of their home that they'd lived in for 40 years. I swear Bryce did not stop loading and unloading the trailer until that house was empty. Service-oriented? Absolutely. Could we ever forget the adorable way these two lovebirds met, as Bryce came around to take out the trash of all the girls in the ward? Kind? Recently, my sister's car broke down in the Smith's parking lot. Without a second thought, Bryce was over there with jumper cables and even insisted on taking the car for a spin around the parking lot to make sure it was safe before she drove it home. Fun and adventurous? Heck yeah. One of my favorite stories is of Bryce completely surprising Tal with a flight to New Jersey and then a road trip across the country to get back to Utah. Getting Talia out of her comfort zone? Please tell me everyone has heard the racquetball story. If not, you'll have to ask them about it later. Yes, I'm convinced that Bryce is the new Ryan. Talia has found her Prince Charming. Now let me, the single girl who's been dumped 3 times and never come close to marriage, give some great couple advice. Disney is vague and unrealistic in their "and they lived happily ever after" line. Nothing great is ever achieved so easily. I believe that Talia and Bryce will enjoy a happily ever after, but it won't be because there won't be problems or trials to overcome. Instead, it's because they know how to talk, they know how to pray, and they're learning how to love. Remember the words of Cinderella. This is love and is what makes life divine. Good luck, you two, on your happily ever after.